go down to the kitchen, set up the computer, and do this with me. Understanding flavors, balancing flavors, training your palate, that's probably the most important thing for you to learn. If you don't know how flavors and tastes play with each other, you're not gonna understand what you're cooking. Think about a good musician, right? They don't just hear music, they listen to it. They break it down, they dissect it, they listen to the bass, the drums, the guitar, the vocals, the harmony. They think about how all of those notes and elements play with each other. Food is no different. When you taste something, it's the same way. You need to savor it. You need to pay attention, close your eyes, and think about what you're eating. Once you become aware to the tastes, then you start to notice things you never did. To start, you gotta understand what 5 tastes our tongues can detect. You got salt, sweet, sour, spicy, bitter. Cooking is all about balancing these flavors. So when I'm trying to think about how to teach you guys about taste and flavors when you're not even here, the best way that I could think of to express this to you is through a basic vinaigrette. And what I encourage you to do is stop this video, go down to the kitchen, set up the computer, and do this with me, and taste everything, and see how the flavors play off of each other. So let's get started. So what is a vinaigrette? Essentially, it's an acid and a fat. There's a general ratio, 1 part acid to 2 parts fat. Now that's not a rule. I like things acidic. Some people don't like it as acidic. So you might want to do 1 part acid to 3 parts fat, or even a little bit more. It's not so much a recipe, it's about balancing the flavors. A good vinaigrette is really an emulsification of the fat and the acid, meaning it's mixed together so well that it becomes one cohesive thing. The good thing about that is when the oil blends with the whole vinaigrette, it coats the lettuce instead of kind of rolls off of it, which is what you want in a good salad. So now pause the video, go downstairs, I'll wait, and once you're ready, hit begin. Start with the vinegar. There's a lot of vinegars. All of them have different acidity levels, they have different flavors. Some of them are more mild and neutral, other of them have bigger flavors. Once you figure out the basics of making a vinaigrette, you can play with all of them. That's the fun of it, is you know how to do the technique. Now you can be creative, but get the technique right first. So we're just gonna take olive oil, then we're just gonna take a neutral white wine vinegar. We're just gonna make a basic vinaigrette, and then you can just go crazy with it later. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna add about 1 part of this. And you could add the oil now, right? But it won't emulsify. It'll just kind of stay separate. This vinegar is sharp, right? What can balance out acid? Sweetness. You could add honey, you could add agave, you could add molasses, you could add sugar, whatever you want, but I prefer agave. It's low glycemic, so it sort of delivers the sugar rush over time rather than in like one strong punch. I'll just do like a tablespoon. Now taste it. I can taste a lot of the sweetness, but at the same time I can taste a lot of the acidity, but I sort of taste them separately. There's one ingredient I know I can add that will help combine the two, and that's Dijon mustard. Mustard seeds have some characteristic to them that helps in the process of emulsifying. We'll add about the same amount of mustard as we did honey. What else does Dijon have? It has white wine in it, so that's more acidity. It also adds a little bit of spice to it, so all of these tastes are sort of adding more complexity to the vinaigrette. Now whisk again. Taste now. It instantly tastes a little bit more mellow. The 3 flavors have now kind of combined a little bit more. There's a little bit more body to it because of the mustard. I can taste mustard, but not in a very strong way. I basically never make a vinaigrette without adding a little bit of mustard. It just is like a magical ingredient that makes a vinaigrette so much better. So what do we want to add next? All the flavors are beginning to become one, but they're just not like kind of popping. So what do we add to make things pop, to make things kind of come to life? We can add salt. Now remember, assuming this is going to go into a salad, those lettuce leaves are bland, right? So you're gonna want a vinaigrette that is sort of stronger than you would think to use because it has to season the leaves as well. So we're gonna add a nice pinch. Taste again. Instantly improved. It's got a fuller flavor and it's more balanced, but it could add kind of like a little bit more spiciness. So what I'll do is I'll add some fresh ground pepper. It's a little sweet, so You can already smell how the black pepper sort of adds a fragrance. And you taste again. You can damp one of these rags and slowly drizzle in olive oil. It's not completely emulsified. I can still see some oil. Probably added a 1/4 cup of oil to it. I added oil to it, so I need to add a little bit more salt. It's at a good place, but what you want to do now is keep tasting it and adjusting it based off of your flavor. Is there too much salt going on? Then you could add a little bit more honey. Now that's more mellow. Do you want it more acidic? Is it too sweet for you? You can add more vinegar. You can add lemon to it. Just balanced out this too much sweetness that I added and added a nice kind of citrusy aroma to the vinaigrette. If it's too sweet, you could add just something savory like soy sauce. You could add Worcestershire sauce. If it's too salty, you could add something creamy like mayo or avocado. It's got a nice body. So you're basically just kind of playing with it, right? To me, this is delicious. It's bright. It's not punching me in the face with vinegar or lemon. It's not clawingly sweet. It's well emulsified. The way that you really taste the dressing to see if it's properly seasoned is you dip some lettuce into it. So I think I'm ready to plate a salad with it. So just got some baby arugula here. I'm not gonna make like an actual salad. We can cover that another time. This is how to just properly dress the salad without killing the lettuce. So get a big bowl, don't fill it up with lettuce. If you're gonna fill up this bowl with lettuce, get a bigger bowl or do it in 2 smaller bowls. It's just gonna be too hard. You wanna be able to toss it gently. Take a little salt, that's the pinch. Take a big spoon. You don't wanna throw the dressing into the middle. You wanna dress the outer rim of the bowl. Drag the lettuces around the vinaigrette. So I'm not gonna use all of this probably for this amount of lettuce. Bunch it up like that in your hand and then make a nice tall mound.